Hello everybody, Jake here. So, if you didn't know, I am a stat major, so I had to take some statistics classes, and in one of them that I'm taking this semester, we have to download SAS University Edition. Now, in the process of installing SAS University Edition, I encountered something that blew my mind, and I just have to share it with you guys. Alright, so here we are on the Download SAS University Edition page. Now you may be wondering, hey Jake, how is it not just a simple matter of downloading the installer and then the software installs to your computer and you're all done? Oh, you poor naive child, take a seat. So here we go. We're on the downloaded installation guide, and we choose our operating system. I'm on Linux, but it's no different for any other OS. So we have this 4-step installation overview here. Here we have setup, download, configure, and use, which isn't too unreasonable, but in this setup, you see download virtualization software, e.g. VirtualBox. That's a little weird. Why would you need to make a virtual machine just to install something to your device? So you scroll down a little deeper. You see this setup step. We have to get VirtualBox for Linux, which I've already done. I've already done this whole process, but I just want to walk you through what I saw along the way. And here we have to make a folder called SAS University Edition, and then in that folder, put a folder called My Folders. It's a little weird because most installers, they set up the folders for you. You just have to sort of sit there while they do it. But I digress, maybe, it's a more sophisticated piece of software, so it requires a bit more work, whatever. Then we come to this download SAS University Edition. Now here's where we're getting to the meat of things. Finally, we get to download SAS University Edition. We have to download the V app. What's a V app? Shouldn't it just be an app? Why is there a V in front of there? That's kind of weird. Just you wait, it gets weirder. So you download this SAS University Edition, and you realize, oh, V means virtual, so it's actually something I had to run in VirtualBox. Okay, by the way, this takes like an hour to download. It took me forever. Alright, so here we are in step 3, configure. We have to import an appliance in VirtualBox. Now let me open up VirtualBox real quick, just to have it open. So we have to import the appliance, and then we have to go to settings and then mount the folder that we made as a shared folder. Now this left me wondering, why does it matter what they're named? But whatever, I'm sure these engineers at SAS have it all figured out. So we have all this stuff set up, and we go into VirtualBox. And then step 4 is use, right? So we just start it up and we start using it. All right, so let's look at our VirtualBox, and here we have our virtual machine installed. Notice the operating system is Red Hat Linux. That's really weird. So I guess SAS only runs in Red Hat Linux. But once I start this virtual machine, which I'm gonna do right now, here's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to be confronted with the screen where SAS is running, and it's running Red Hat Linux, but I could use SAS right in this VM, right? Oh, just you wait. Strap yourself in, because you're not ready for this twist ending, I guarantee you. So we're going to wait for this to load, and it's going to take a little while. Alright, cool. So after 14 years, it loads, and what do we have here? It's not SAS. No. Here's what it is. It says you can connect to your SAS University Edition software by entering this address in your browser. Are you kidding me right now? Alright, so let's enter this address in your browser. So it was http:// localhost 10,080. All right. So where does this take us? Well, this takes us to SAS Information Center on our machine. Now, once this comes up, we see that it doesn't even start us directly in SAS. We have to click another link. So once we click this link, it's going to connect us elsewhere in localhost. And once this loads, all right, great. So Halley's Comet passed by us 3 times in the time this took to load up, but we're finally using SAS Studio for real this time. But wow, can we just take count of what we're looking at here? In order to use SAS University Edition, we had to download a virtual machine and VirtualBox, run that virtual machine. The virtual machine is a server, and we had to connect to the server using our browser. I mean, is this not just the most batshit insane way to use software that you've ever encountered in your life? Because I sure as hell have never seen anything like this ever before. I mean, what on God's green earth were the software engineers at SAS smoking when they decided this was a good idea? And how can I take their jobs away from them? Like, this is unacceptable. If I were king for a day, I would make exactly this illegal as my only act. Now, you may be skeptical, you may say, hey, there's a lot of software that works a lot worse, but I just want to compare similar software. So let's say I want to use MATLAB. All I had to do is Google search MATLAB online. And by the way, this is assuming that you have a MATLAB license, but still. You go to MATLAB online and you log in. You click start using MATLAB online. And shebang, just after a minute of loading, you have MATLAB. Like, you're using MATLAB in your browser, just like you would be using SAS Studio in your browser. Except with MATLAB, they didn't implement a client-server architecture where they knew that the client and the server were the same machine, because that would be dumb. Nobody would do that, except for the folks over at SAS. See, we even have like folders in our MATLAB drive, a virtual MATLAB drive just for us. Like, man, and we're ready to go and do like 18 quadrillion different things, including everything that could be done in SAS except 10 times better in MATLAB. Wow, MATLAB seems to be blowing SAS out of the water. But you may say, hey, MATLAB is clearly swimming in money if they can afford these servers. SAS can't afford servers, so they make you run the server on your machine, right? Well, let's compare instead rival statistical package R. So all you had to do to run R, and I kid you not, is you open a terminal, type capital R in the terminal, press enter, and we have R. This right here is the gold standard of software. All software should work like this. You run them on your machine, and you can just, open it pretty easily, and bam, you're enjoying yourself. You're getting work done. What the hell is SAS up to? Like, every program should strive to be this, because this is simple, easy, intuitive, not very resource intensive, and most importantly of all, it's not this. It's not this. Anything but this, please.